Hey, what's happening, friends? As we close the door on 2023, spent the last week with family and friends, enjoying the holidays, but also reflecting on what an amazing year it was. And there was so much to reflect on. I started putting together a list and then thought, like, man, I got to actually do a video on this and just run through all of this and acknowledge so many of the amazing accomplishments of this year from this team, both individually and collectively. And so we're going to run through that real quick and just do a year in review and name some folks by name. I hope I don't miss anybody. There's just so many individual amazing accomplishments that I wanted to point out, in addition to the awesome job that our team did for their clients all across the state now. And we'll get into that. So this is our year in review. Overall in production, this is one of the big takeaways on the business side, right? If you care about business, this was a very difficult year in terms of the real estate industry. We were down 25+% overall in number of properties sold from 2022, but we still, as a team here on the Big Island, Maui, Oahu, and now Kauai, did 265 million in volume. That's number one for all teams in the state and number one for all teams in EXP across the nation, which is absolutely mind blowing that our little team here in Hawaii was in that, just cracking just outside of the top 10 in terms of all teams across the nation. Teams that are in LA and Houston and New York, I mean, huge metros where the amount of business is 10 times the amount of business that we have here, and we're still competing with those folks. And we did over 600 properties, exactly 607. It was just updated, so we're number one in Hawaii in terms of number of properties sold, number of families helped, and number 16 in the US in terms of numbers of properties sold. And so what does that look like? This is the cool thing, right? Is the growth between this year and last year. So if you look at 2022, we did 520 units. And in 2023, we did 607. That's an increase of 15% in the number of properties that we assisted in selling or buying. On the volume side, it's even greater. We did 197 million in volume in 22 and 268 million in volume in 23. And that's a 31% increase in an overall market that was down 25+%. So the big takeaway here, and the thing I'm very, very proud of the team, is that we did not participate in the slowdown of the market. That's always been our mantra, right? We're not going to, this past year, it's all about having a positive mindset, moving forward, doing the things that we've always done, striving hard to work for our clients and create an amazing customer experience. And we weren't going to get caught up in the negativity of interest rates and the slow market and all that stuff. And we didn't. We really outperformed the market by almost 40% in terms of what we did versus what the market was doing. Because everybody else, if you look across the board, is way, way down in all of the markets across the state. And so team growth, a lot of this was driven by growth, right? We continue to grow, continue to expand, continue to bring on great agents that fit our culture, that wanted to be a part of what we were doing. And that started off with our amazing team in Maui in February. We had a small group of agents come over in December of last year and attend our yearly Level Up event here in Kona. And our amazing team leader there, Kara, grabbed me by the shoulders and said, hey, we want to do what you're doing on the Big Island over in Maui. How do we do that? And so I said, let's call a meeting and see who would be interested in doing this. And we did that in January of last year. In February, we had about 15 agents sign up, and we've been building that team over in Maui. It's obviously been a really tough year on a lot of different levels outside of just real estate on Maui, but we continued to push forward. We expanded our Zillow Flex program there, which is an amazing lead generation program that supports agents in June, and was our first expansion of that program outside of the Big Island. And really, we learned a lot, and we couldn't have done it with amazing team members over on Maui. And so that was the first level of expansion in 2023, was to Maui. And then in later on in that year, there was some more interest. We had a few folks on Oahu, our old school PJ, who's been there with us for a couple of years now. And then we had Linda Kawakami join earlier in the year. And we really told them, hey, we're not doing too much on Oahu, but eventually we want to get there. And inspired by the growth on Maui, we felt like, hey, looks like we can do this on Oahu too. So we started to have that conversation. We had a couple of amazing agents join our team. Karen Schleff came on board, brought a couple of young agents with her, and quickly we had the critical mass to go and open our operation on Oahu. And so we did that back in August, and immediately from lessons we learned about Zillow Flex on Maui, we started to apply those, and we made a request to expand that program to Oahu, and we got approval to do that. And we did that in just a couple of weeks ago in December, and that's been started off with a bang, and we got an amazing group there, and really looking forward to the amazing growth that we're going to have over on Oahu. And then, in addition to Oahu, we expanded to Kauai in November. So my very good friend, I consider him a mentor, Ronnie Margolis, had a small team on Kauai, and he's splitting time between Kauai and Washington. And we had a discussion, and he says, "Hey, why don't we just merge our efforts, consolidate our efforts, and will become a part of your team over on in Kauai." And so we did that in November. Just a small group of agents. Kauai is a very small market, but we have an amazing group of agents led by Ronnie over on Kauai, and we're very excited about the possibilities going forward and the growth there also. And in addition to Kauai, Ronnie is licensed in Washington also. So that brought on a couple of his agents that he already had in Washington into the team. And so this is a national expansion here. And so we're very excited to have our first couple of agents in Spokane, and we're going to put more time and effort into that moving forward and expand the footprint there, because this model is so amazing that you really can duplicate it anywhere in the country. You just have to have the right people with the right mindset and the right culture, and the sky's the limit. So really excited about the potential in Washington State and Spokane, thanks to Ronnie Margolis. All right, office upgrades. So a couple of things, big things this year was we had started with a kind of an evolution of Kona offices over the years. We started off in just one single office like I'm in now, and then we went to two offices, and then we moved to another space that we had a little bigger office, and it was still very small, like 600 square feet. And we had the opportunity this year to move into a larger office, and we did that this year. It's been a long 5-year progression to get here. Office space for me philosophically was never a huge priority. Big fancy offices for real estate usually sit empty and are a huge cost that takes away our ability to spend resources on our clients and our agents. So I was never big into spending a ton of money on offices, but the right opportunity came, and it makes sense for us financially. So we did that. In addition to earlier this year, bringing out a small office space in Hilo to support our agents there. Again, that was 2 years in the making from when our crew over in Hilo first joined us, but super excited. Our offices are not fancy. They're really places just to gather, build relationships, build culture. That's what we focus on with our office space, but very, very stoked to have 2 physical offices. And the intent definitely is on our Maui and Oahu and Kauai teams to eventually get there. It doesn't happen all of a sudden. It doesn't happen right away necessarily, but we definitely will get there. And we had some definitely cool additions here on the Big Island with our Hilo and Kona offices. Come visit us sometime. All right, so now I want to spend some time talking about individual agent accomplishments. There is so many amazing individuals on our team that just got like really crazy personal accomplishments. And the first one is Justice Pang. She is our rock star leader over on the east side of the island. Sold over 80 individual properties this year and was a National Association of Realtors 30 under 30 recognee this year. And that is a huge recognition of nationally in the whole entire country. They pick 30 agents to recognize and give this honor to. And she was one of them. And so just super proud to have her. And she's such an amazing leader on our team and mentor to other agents. And she's like not even 30 years old. It's ridiculous. So super stoked, and congratulations to Justice on that. We had 2 amazing agents on our team. These are senior agents on our team who have been around almost from the beginning. Carrie Bloss and Carol Sperling get their broker's license. Definitely a natural progression in this business, and very proud of them for taking that responsibility on, taking the work on to go do those classes again and take those tests. But 2 more brokers on the team to add to all of the amazing knowledge that we already have. So super stoked about them, and congratulations to them. Another rockstar teammate from Waikoloa, Kapina Lansdale, is our Young Professionals Network chair for our local association. And they did, I can't even get into it. It took me 30 minutes to talk about all the amazing golf tournaments and educational events and social mixers that they put on this year. But they had an amazing year. A lot of the members of that committee are made up of people from our team. And so they really support her in that effort. And they won a National Association of Realtors Small Association Network of the Year award for the efforts that they put into their Young Professionals Network in our Realtor Association. So huge recognition, national recognition of all the associations across the United States. They won that recognition. So just super proud of her and all of the value that they bring back to the agents in our community. And then Misty Padilla, one of the co-founders of our team here from very, very beginning, agent number one with me when we moved over to EXP. She was selected to be on our state advisory council. This is a council of agents. There's over 700 agents in the state. They pick a small advisory council of 5 agents to help the management and the executives understand what the needs of the agents are. It's a great part of our culture that they really want to be in touch with what agents need. And so she was selected to be one of those members and provide that level of advice and that perspective from that agent level. And so super proud of her for that selection and that recognition. We have two, back to Justice, we have two icons, repeat icons on our team. So super proud of Justice Pang and Ivory Kalber. The Icon Award is a top 2% in the nation award. Very, very few agents get it. You have to produce at an extremely high level, sell 30 plus properties a year. And both of these ladies got it last year and they got it again this year. So very, very proud of them. Amazing accomplishment and super stoked for their success. We also had two of our newer agents, first 24 months in the business, less than 24 months in the business, get nominated to be Rookie of the Year for our local association. Unfortunately, not everybody can win, but fortunately, Lonnie did win. Soraya was our other nominee. They both were well deserving. It's so hard to choose this recognition, but when you had about 100 new agents join in the last year or so, and one of them gets recognized as Rookie of the Year, that was a huge accomplishment for Lonnie, and of course for us to have two nominees was just a huge thing for the team. So very, very proud of them and all the success that they've had, because they've just crushed in their first couple of years and are just already turning into amazing leaders and examples for the other young agents on our team. One more recognition was we had two of our agents, in addition to Lonnie and Sarai, get nominated to be Realtor of the Year in our association. That was Capino, who I mentioned earlier with YPN, and of course Misty, who I mentioned earlier about the State Advisory Council, but both of them were nominated to be Realtor of the Year. And so very, very proud of that recognition, because they just give so much back to not only the team, but the overall, this is an association of 900 realtors, and they just give so much back that they were recognized for those contributions as being Realtor of the Year. And then Misty, in addition to all the stuff that she does, amazing, she does so much stuff. Anybody who knows her does a ton of things. She was also selected to be the host for the American Dream TV show, which is a nationally televised show. And if you haven't caught that, you can check it out. But another amazing accomplishment and recognition. She's such an ambassador of Aloha and our culture. And to have her selected to do that and be a representative from our island and our team to do that was just such a huge honor. Super, super proud of her for that recognition. And then we had two of our teammates get elected to the West Hawaii Association of Realtor Board of Directors. We had Linda Swanson, who's been a longtime broker with the team, former managing broker for our company, get elected as president. And then Yoko Humphreys was elected as a director. So again, a lot of just agents on the team giving back to the community, being leaders, not only on the team, but in the larger real estate community. And very, very proud of them and their accomplishment. And appreciate their time and effort, because that's a big job and it's a lot of responsibility, and nobody better at the helm than those two and the experience that they have. We established a luxury program. So this was another huge movement forward for the company in general. Is the company came out with a luxury certification or luxury recognition for agents who qualified for that type of property. And so internally on the team, the agents who qualified for that, we created some additional marketing and resource programs for our clients. So if you're a luxury client that needs to sell a home or buy a home, we have some additional resources, not only marketing wise, but our ability, we've partnered with a AI company to go out and help us find and direct mail to off-market properties. So if you're a buyer that is looking for a luxury type property that's very specific, we can help you find that and really target folks that potentially are off market. And that program has already been very, very fruitful and has produced us several listings and several closings. And so we're very excited about that going forward. Not only the marketing and branding that the EXP Luxury program brings, but some of the internal stuff, the innovative stuff that we're doing as a team to not only better serve clients, but find properties that may not be available in this low inventory market for clients that are looking, and pair them up with a seller that wants a really seamless, easy transaction and not necessarily have to go through the process of putting property on the market and the trouble of showing and all those things. So very, very stoked for the luxury team, proud of them, and looking forward to all the things that they're going to accomplish going forward. To cover just real quickly a couple of team events and programs that we implemented this year. This is one of the things that I'm just very proud of and just super stoked that we have available is we have so many resources for our agents to tap into to be successful. So some of the things we launched this year as regular programs was a weekly KV Core Power Hour. That's our database and website system where we manage our clients. We do follow-up. We send them property alerts. It's a complex system like all technology is, but we have an amazing leader for that program, Kelly Fuller, on our team, who's just a total Jedi when it comes to that program. And she spends an hour with our agents every single week, answering their questions, training them, hot topics, just getting them better at their craft. And one of the most powerful tools that we have is KV Core, and making sure that they have the support to master it is available on a weekly basis internally, in addition to all the external support that we get from the company on that. In addition, we had launched a weekly Agent Attraction Power Hour. Agents wanting to come to the team is a regular occurrence now, and we wanted to put some effort into helping agents help their friends if their friends are struggling somewhere else or they want to come to the team, giving them the resources and the ability to have that conversation and coordinate with them. And so we do that every single week for an hour as we spend time with agents who may have friends or folks that are interested in getting into the real estate industry. We book meetings with them, we do consultations, and we have dedicated time to do that and organize that effort. We have an amazing transaction coordinator team that we launched a weekly talk story session. We have had weekly meetings with our transaction coordinator team to go over transactions and make sure transactions are moving smoothly for a while now, but we opened that up to just kind of being an open forum. So Kyla Voss, that leads our connection transaction services team, just spends time every week available to agents if they have questions about the systems or processes or what happens next or paperwork, just a regular supportive place where they can come and ask questions and get better at their craft, because managing transactions and doing the paperwork is part of the business and you got to be good at it. And so we have time dedicated to that. And we established a monthly wellness activities program where we go on a hike or we do yoga on the beach. I mean, there's all kinds of things that happen, but that's a cool new addition to the team where it's just a little bit more social, not necessarily business related, but mental and physical health is so super important, and we understand that we have a program dedicated to that. And then we established a team mentorship program. So this is one thing I'm super proud of and super stoked about, is that all of our senior agents who are in a position now to give back and mentor young agents are part of our mentorship program. They go through a certified training process with the company, and then they're available when a new agent joins to be their mentor who's going to walk them through those first few transactions and give them the confidence and expertise that they need to smoothly help their clients through that process. And so we have that dedicated team of mentors, and it's really upped the game in terms of the support level that a brand new agent gets when they get a dedicated mentor who's well trained, well educated, and is an expert in the kind of business that agent wants to do. So we can really tailor who your mentor is based on the kind of business you want to do, because there's lots of different ways to be successful in the business. And we want to give you a mentor who is going to do business or is doing business the way that you would like to do it, so you can learn from the right person and not have to figure it out on your own. So that's a super, super cool program, is the team mentorship program. And then in addition to all of that, we did our quarterly in-person masterminds. We're doing these now in 5 separate locations in person. So we go around, we have curriculum that we do every quarter, whatever it is, hot topic of the kind of that period of time in the business. And we did this in person at 5 different locations 4 times throughout the year. So that's a super cool way to build community, bring people together. It's more workshop style, 3 or 4 hours where we really work on something in depth and help agents develop their skill set in those areas. We did our 2 level up conferences this year, one in the summer, one in the winter. Those were amazing. Always brings tons of value. We have national and statewide speakers come in to speak at those 8-hour long conference, and then we're half day on the next day. But we did those. They continue to roll, continue to get better every year, and it's just an amazing resource for our agents. We had our first Zillow Flex Bootcamp. So we've been talking about Flex earlier in the presentation, and it's a huge part of our business, and a way for us to support agents and get them up and running very quickly is through our lead generation programs, and Zillow Flex being one of the bigger ones. And we didn't have a real super dialed in training process. It was kind of here and there previously. And of course, my amazing wife, Monica, who is a former school teacher, came up with a really solid 4-week curriculum where we can get a brand new agent who really has never talked real estate ever before in their life through the program, get them on the phone, get them working with clients right away, and really kickstart their business, add rocket fuel to their business. And the first one we just finished in the last quarter of this year. We're launching the next one here in January. And so super stoked about that. That's really been a huge addition to our educational training processes. In addition to the Agent Essentials course led by Kamalani Dirksen, one of our managing brokers. And she has an amazing online resource that is a 7-week step-by-step training program for new agents who are coming into the business and really need to know the very, very basics. It's like a 101 of the real estate business, which is way more important than the stuff you learn in real estate licensing school, which a lot of times doesn't apply to what we do in the business. But we launched that program and went through the first process. In addition, it's a 30-minute session once a week. And then they also do a 1-hour review session where we can discuss what was discussed in the previous session and have a back and forth and really help agents get a perspective on what to prepare for in their business. And so that was an amazing addition to our educational programs. And we're going to continue doing that going forward. We did a cultural experience with Kumukaea Iglesias. This was an opportunity for agents to learn about Hawaiian language, Hawaiian culture, place names. I learned a ton, even being born and raised here, about where I live and what the significance of the name that where I live is. And it was a really cool experience that we're going to continue to do on a regular basis, because that's one thing that I think we take for granted sometimes. Maybe if someone wasn't born and raised here, they have a less awareness of some of those cultural aspects of our island. But even when I was an eye-opener for me, even if you were born and raised here, a lot of times you didn't learn that stuff in school, and until you are exposed to it, it just makes you a better community member, a better agent, better informed about our space and our place and our island. And so we're going to continue to do that and have that as part of our educational programs. And then we also did we sponsored our first realtor self-defense seminar. So most people know I'm a jiu-jitsu enthusiast, and my professor graciously agreed to open our gym up to anybody who wanted to come and learn some basics about self-defense. And we're going to do that on a more regular basis also, where it's about realtor safety and defending yourself. That physical safety is just as important as everything else that we do. And so that was a cool first step towards adding that into the resources and training that we have, is some self-defense. So that's it for events and programs. And then finally, just want to tell everybody mahalo for an amazing year, starting with our amazing team, right? All of the leaders on our team, my brother, my wife, Misty, there's so many amazing leaders who have been here from the very beginning, who have contributed to the growth and success of the team and the growth and success of so many young agents. Very, very appreciative for all the things that you guys do on a daily basis, showing up, making it happen, giving selflessly with no expectation of anything in return. That's really the bread and butter of what makes the team successful. And they set the example that everyone else follows. And it's an amazing culture that I'm happy to get up and be a part of every day. It makes it really easy to come to work when those are the kind of folks you get to hang out with. And then, of course, big mahalo to our clients, everybody who had trusted us this year. 607 families trusted us in handling one of the largest financial transactions that they'll ever make in their life. And we would not be here. None of this really matters unless we have those folks putting their trust in us. So I just want to say thank you to them. Again, we're always going to be here for you. We are now in a position where it's a daily focus to make sure that our agents are as prepared as they possibly can be to serve you at the highest level possible. And so we're going to continue to do that because you've trusted us and helped us get to where we're at. And now we're in a position to offer that service statewide, right? One of the things that is what I always felt like was lacking in the real estate industry was it was one agent working for one family, and that's all you got. If that person didn't have the expertise that you needed, too bad, right? If that person wasn't available tomorrow, too bad. If that person couldn't get to Maui to show you property, too bad. And we fixed that. We changed that. You can contact us, and from anywhere in the country, we can show you property anywhere in the state of Hawaii, literally within an hour, because we have somebody there who will be available for you, and we'll have somebody there who's an expert in the type of property that you're looking for. If you're looking for a coffee farm in Kona, or some vacant land to do farming in Puna, or a short-term vacation rental in Maui, or a single family home in Mililani on Oahu, or a condo on the North Shore of Kauai, we can make it happen no matter where it is. And that's always been the North Star, is providing an amazing customer experience. and everything else works itself out, right? If we're serving our customers and our clients at a high level, everything will work itself out. And so far, that's worked out for us. And so again, thank you guys, everybody, team and family and clients that have trusted us. We're looking forward to 2024 being our best year ever, because every next year is going to be the best year. So again, thank you guys. It's been an awesome year. I appreciate you all and looking forward to 2024.